This video, please.
All praise be to Allah, the Lord of the universe, and peace and blessing be upon our Master and Prophet Muhammad and his pure household and his noble companions. O God, hasten the arrival of Imam al-Mahdi and grant him good health and victory, and make us his followers and those who attest to his rightfulness.
Got it. Hasten the return of the 12th Imam, the Mahdi. Who is that? Hasten the return. The one that I saw years ago, he said, "Oh Allah, help me hasten the return of the promised one." What does that mean? Well, he's a 12er. What is that? Well, if journalists weren't so busy trying to land jobs with the Obama administration, but only 14 of them have gone to work for the Obama administration now, they would look into that phrase, 12ers. They believe that the Mahdi, or the 12th Imam, will soon return. This is end times stuff, all right? Remember, everybody thinks Christians are crazy because they believe Jesus is going to come back. Okay, got it? I want to make this clear. He's a 12er. Most Muslims are not. Most people in Iran are not. And the reason why is because they're spooky. They believe that the return of the Mahdi needs to be hastened. It's not a good idea to return the Mahdi or hasten the return of him. Because to do that, the world has to be in chaos, carnage, genocide. Okay? Think of this. I'm going to compare this to the 12ers. This is the president of Iran, and these are Christians. So you understand, okay? 12ers are so dangerous that at one point, the Ayatollah Khomeini, remember the guy when he died, they kept dropping him out of the coffin? That guy, he was crazy. He said 12ers are out of their minds, nuts, and he banned them. So when President Ahmadinejad says he wants to vaporize Israel, he's not trying to trick people. It's not a power bluff. He believes he's fulfilling prophecy. What prophecy? I'm not a theologian. This is stuff that I've done in the last 5-6 years. Off the top of my head, but we're pretty close here. If you're a Christian, you know in the book of Revelation, they talk about an Antichrist. Got it? We think the Antichrist is a person. Okay? I mean, think of the Omen. You remember the spooky kid with the Rottweilers? That's who it is. 12ers don't believe in the person of the Antichrist. What do they call Israel? They call Israel the little Satan, and we are the great Satan. Right? So the Antichrist, to them, is us, the U.S. Okay, that's right. You're never going to get that. Oh, hey, let's just all get along. They think we're the literal Antichrist. Got it? Now, the world needs to be washed by blood. If you're a Christian, you know the world's going to be washed in blood, and then Jesus comes back, splits the mountains, and is like, okay, all right, knock it off. Got it? Theirs is very, very similar. The promised one comes, the 12th Imam comes, and has to wash the world in blood. There's a time of great struggle, and Muslims are being persecuted. Remember, not all Muslims believe this, only 12ers. The world needs to be washed in blood. So when he says, hasten the return of the promised one, there must be global bloodshed. Okay? You know that Jesus isn't coming until you've gone through the tribulation. He's saying, bring it on. This would be a Christian saying, if we're going to do the whole tribulation thing in 7 years of mass slaughter, let's just get it over with so Jesus could come. That's crazy talk. Hasten the return of the promised one means help me wash the world in blood. Because then the Mahdi comes. See if this sounds familiar to Christians. This would be the tribulation. Global government in Babylon. If you're a Christian, who is setting up the global government in Babylon? That would be the Antichrist. Who's doing it? According to the 12ers, the promised one. I think it's an H. Is that right? Does anybody know? I just think it's spelled that way. One religion. The Mahdi comes, sets up a global government in Babylon, and they have one religion, and he kills all unbelievers. Got it? Now, let me ask you this question. Why does Rosie O'Donnell, you know Rosie O'Donnell, she thinks that Christians are crazy. Abortion doctors killing nut jobs, that's all they are. Who thinks the Antichrist might come someday. We got to get rid of these people. They're dangerous. Radical.